Well, hello everyone, I am Fracture, and this is Let's Play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, and I'm using Restored Content Mod 1.8.1. So, in the last episode, we escaped the Paragus facility, spent a great deal of time talking to Kriya about the history, the Mandalorian Wars, the Jedi Civil War, that sort of thing, and we headed to Telos. And as soon as we landed at Telos, we've been arrested for the destruction of the Paragus mining facility. We're in house arrest right now, waiting for them to discover the true nature of Paragus being blown up. And we're in the middle of a conversation about that as we speak, as literally as we speak. So let's continue. Why do we need to leave so quickly? So Atten has just said we need to get off the station quickly.
What do you think the TSF is going to find at Paragus? That could bring the Sith...
You know what? Forget it. As long as we're trapped here, it doesn't matter.
What do you think, Kriya?
We cannot stay in any one place too long, but our path has brought us here for a reason. I must meditate on this. In the meantime, we should rest.
Yeah, you go ahead and meditate. As for me, I could use some sleep.
Okay, so we'll rest. Alright, those are big darn phones. Incoming call. Soka Linu, TSF officer.
Excuse me, you have a caller. Moza, representing the Ithorian planet restoration interests on Telos. Lieutenant Gren's cleared him if you'd like to speak with him.
Yes, please send them in. Tree huggers. That sounds like a light side points gaining thing.
Very well. I'll let him in now.
Thank you for seeing me. I am Moza, and I have come to see you on behalf of Chodo Habat, a leader here. Well, what does Chodo want with me? Are you familiar with the restoration project on Telos? No, could you explain it to me? The surface of Telos was destroyed during this Jedi Civil War a few years ago. This Citadel Station uses energy fields to seal off portions of the planet's surface, then generates and controls the weather. Once the weather in a zone is stabilized, new animals and plant life are introduced to restore the ecosystem. Recently, however, we have run into contention with a corporation known as Czerka. Perhaps you have heard of our recent problems. No, what trouble have you had? Ithorians are well known as ecologists and agricultural engineers. The Telosian government asked those of my herd to help. Things went smoothly at first. The Republic funded us generously, hoping Telos would be a model. The funding enabled us to purchase flora and fauna from Onderon and purify and reseed small portions of the surface. Then the troubles began. Republic relations with Onderon began to deteriorate, increasing the purchase and transport costs, and as the station grew, the Telosian security force is no longer large enough to police our entire station. Czerka approached the Republic and offered to supply and security contracts, the paramilitary security division, blah blah blah. Czerka has integrated themselves into Telosian... Their efforts to hinder our course greatly and will have terrible consequences for the planet's restoration. So, in a nutshell, Czerka are the bad guys. They've come in with a militia force, and they basically want to exploit the planet, whereas these guys want to restore it. So, how is Czerka harming the restoration project? They stole some zones from us, and these have begun to deteriorate. If this continues, the restoration process will be brought to a halt. Telos will remain dead forever. Why would Czerka want to make the restoration process fail? I wonder that myself. What does one of the largest weapons manufacturers in the galaxy want with a planet restoration contract? Perhaps they seek unrestricted access to Telos' surface, which is normally forbidden. Even we can't land. How did they take the restoration zones? Through a combination of legal loopholes, purchase political favors, strong-arm tactics, and sabotage. We Ithorians simply aren't prepared to deal with such. We are a passive people. We wish only to help restore the natural beauty of Telos. So, how could I help? Chodo Habat is a powerful priest, one of our spiritual leader. He has sent something upon your arrival, a disturbance, an echo in the forest. Chodo felt that he might be able to aid us. You might be able to aid us. He bid me to tell you if you could help heal Telos, it may be possible for him to heal you. Heal me? I'm unclear as to what Chodo means by this. He says the echo he felt upon your arrival suggests that you yourself were damaged. He can feel the pain through the force.
Perhaps Chodo Habat should turn his eyes to his own people, if they truly suffer so.
Forgive me, I'm unclear as to Chodo's message, and I may have related it incorrectly. If this offer of mutual aid interests you, please go to the Ithorian compound here, Residential 082. When you are able, Chodo Habat would be most pleased to see you. I'll speak with your leader once I am free. Ah, this pleases me. Perhaps we will speak later, then. Farewell.
Now perhaps we will be able to rest uninterrupted.
Ah, you speak too soon. This is B4D4, Czerka Corporation, Citadel branch. Ah, we're on the Citadel. Who knew?
Good day. I am B4D4, Administrative Assistant for Czerka Corporation's Citadel Station branch. I am attempting to connect you with Executive Officer Jana Lorso. May I put you through?
Sure.
Thank you. I will connect you now. Good day.
Thank you for accepting my call. As my assistant no doubt informed you, I am Jana Lorso.
Why are you calling?
I understand that you were approached by an Ithorian earlier. Doubtless he tried to obtain your help, attempting to purchase it with imposed guilt and veiled threats.
Imposed guilt? I don't recall him threatening me.
Oh, and I suppose he didn't mention the exchange, helping you with any problems here? In other words, the Ithorians won't lead the exchange to you if you work with them.
No, he didn't mention anything like that.
Well, no matter. My apologies. I never intended to waste your time discussing Ithorians.
Go on.
I believe you're a person of influence. Someone I'd like on my side, rather than aiding the Ithorians, whose quasi-mysticism and bumbling foolishness is standing in the way of progress and profit. I'm not asking for your help, though. I'm offering you a job. Work for Czerka and be handsomely rewarded. You'd be helping yourself. If you're interested, please visit our offices here in Residential 082. B44 will know what to do when you arrive.
I'm a Jedi. I'm the poster child of bumbling mysticism. I'm not interested.
That's too bad. Well, you know where we are if you change your mind. Citadel Station is at a crossroads right now, you know. And so are you. Don't take the wrong road.
We should get back to bed. Whenever they decide to release us, we should get going immediately. Explain something to me.
I do not have the years required, nor the desire to indulge you.
If he served in the war, well, Jedi are supposed to be tough, capable.
Yes, and what are they without the Force? Take the greatest Jedi Knight, strip away the Force, and what remains? They rely on it, depend on it more than they know. Watch as one tries to hold a blaster, as they try to hold a lightsaber, and you will see nothing more than a woman, or a man, a child.
But to lose so much, I guess I didn't realize how much they relied on it.
Do not be surprised. In many ways, even you are more capable than a Jedi. You could survive where they could not simply because you do not hear the Force as they do. It is irony of a sort, and it is why I tolerate your presence now.
But such a loss of ability, for a Jedi, it seems so extreme.
He has been gone from war some time. It is conflict that strengthens us, and isolation that weakens us, erodes us. Add to that he turned away from war, did all that he could to forget it, and the last piece clicks into place. But we have spoken enough of this, and we do him a disservice by not speaking of this while he is present.
I've come to inform you that the Telosian government has completed its inspection of what's left of the Paragus facility. It appears that the Harbinger had indeed been present, though it was gone when our ships arrived and was responsible for the station's destruction. Logs recovered from the facility's wreckage indicated that the miners perished as a result of sabotage, which began while you and your companions were either incapacitated or incarcerated. As such, you are to be released from house arrest. However, the Republic is sending its own ship. They have insisted that you remain on station for the duration of their search.
Why is the Republic sending a ship?
To further investigate the station's destruction and search for their missing ship, the Harbinger.
So now that obviously tells us that the Harbinger wasn't destroyed. It was kind of left unclear with the cutscene. How long will I have to stay?
The sojourn is already en route, likely not more than a few standard days. Feel free to use these quarters during your stay.
Is the Ebon Hawk still impounded?
The vessel's IND is complete. Please visit the TSF station in Entertainment Module 081 to complete the necessary paperwork at the front desk.
The Ebon Hawk should be transferred from the impound docks by the time you're free to leave.
What about my T3 droid?
After filling out the paperwork, it'll be transferred with your ship along with your confiscated weapons and armor.
Well, now what? We can't just stick around. We need to find a way off this station. Whether it's the Ebon Hawk or some other ship. We could hit Nar Shaddaa, maybe. If you've got people coming after you, it's where you go to get lost in the crowd.
You know that from experience?
Hey, everyone needs to get lost once in a while. Get away from something, you know? It's no big deal.
Why do we need to leave?
Look, this place is a waste. If Telos wasn't doomed before Paragus blew, it is now. Even more so if your friends from Paragus come calling.
Why would Telos be doomed?
Because it depends on Citadel Station, and the Citadel depends on Paragian fuel and the Republic's senators. The Citadel's fuel source went up with the mining facility. And the bickering senators? Not something worth counting on.
What do you think, Kriya?
It is difficult to say. I feel we came to Telos for a reason, but we may have spent too much time here already. Even if the Harbinger was destroyed at Paragus, more Sith could already be on their way. Still, there is a chance we might learn of other Jedi here, on the planet's surface. Jedi who might help us restore your abilities, or sever the link between us.
Well, what do you think?
Stay or explore Telos, we need a ship. Let's find the Ebon Hawk. Why don't we ask the Republic for help against the Sith, other Jedi? I should see if we can find out anything here. I think we're just going to say stay or explore.
Makes sense. I'll follow your lead.
Alright. And we've all leveled up. Happy fun time. So again, wisdom, surely yes. Now one of the things I'll mention at this point is there is a way apparently to meta game this. Later on in the game we become full Jedi, as you probably guessed. I imagine you've played it anyway. A lot of people play this game by not leveling up for the first 8 or 9 levels. They just wait and leave them sitting there. And then when they get their full Jedi skills, then they bump up all of their points at that point, making their Jedi more powerful. As you can tell, I'm not doing that. I don't know. It doesn't seem to affect the game that greatly, and I just like leveling up when it occurs. So powers, let's see. Doesn't look like we can. This is Force Persuade. Yeah, Dominate Mind enables persuasive use of the Force. Once a Jedi has this power, extra options appear in conversations as appropriate. Dominate Mind is more powerful than Affect Mind, and very few beings can resist its effects. This power does not affect droids. Only main player character can choose this. I'm going to choose it. As I said, I like having as many conversation options as possible. Although the slight downside is usually when you have a Dominate Mind option, it will give you dark side points because you're basically crushing somebody's will to get them to do what you want them to. So you don't get as much use out of this as you think you might. Unless, of course, you're playing a dark side character and then makes a lot of things easier. So, and you notice my appearance is changing. I'm surrounded by this rather difficult to miss glow, and the camera angle is looking up at me like some sort of heroic figure. And the reverse is true. If you're a dark side character, you have the downward facing character and you're enveloped in a red haze. And you can see it's already happening, and I've barely moved towards the light side, so yeah, more dexterity. You can see he's +4, so most armor is going to start restricting that, so we have to be careful when we're equipping armor for him. Two feats. Fighting spirit. What was that? I don't see it here. It must be like a hidden skill. I'm just a buff for being who he is. You can see he's got medium armor here, but really you wouldn't want to go to heavy armor because it's so restrictive in terms of dexterity. Let's see what they recommend though. Stealth run. They're still pushing his stealth skills, and yeah, that's good enough for me. If we ever do get around to using any of his stealth skills, it's nice not to be forced into a walk. And Kriya. One remaining point. Yeah, okay, so you can see this. We probably should have put them in repair. Pumping them into security is going to take ages and not really get us anywhere, but whatever. We've started down that path now. Powers, they're recommending battle meditation, and what does that do for us? This power grants +2 to attack rolls, +2 to damage, and +2 to will saves to all party members. Will saves protect you against force powers. It also increases the vitality point regeneration rate of the party. Okay, so you heal faster, and it lasts for 20 seconds. And it's a party skill. So, party like Spuds Mackenzie. Oh, and she's got 2 level ups. When did that happen? Alright. So, wisdom, no doubt. Certainly. Skills. We have a whopping 2 security now. They recommend Force Barrier. What does Force Barrier give us? Shields the Jedi in the Force, absorbing the first 4 points of damage from slashing. Oh, it's melee. From slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing attacks. Damage over and above the first 4 points is suffered as normal. Lasts 30 seconds. Or 4 points. I don't see anything else. I suppose we can give her droid, but we already have that. Alright, we'll let her take what she's recommending. Alright, and at this point it's probably worth doing an inventory review yet again. Okay, we don't have any inventory. It's all sitting in lockers back at the police station, so that's probably our first order of business. Now, as you can see, there's other apartments around here, and we can break into them if we wish to do so. I'm going to roleplay the Jedi type here and not do that unless prompted to by some sort of event. Usually when I play the game, yeah, any door, any container is free for the looting. So I'm just going to run down here. Knowing from past experience, you want to touch on these information terminals, even if all you do is log out. Once you've touched those, they're sort of a beaming point. So these are all other residential modules around us, and I'm sure we'll visit some of those shortly. There's the shuttle bay. And what do we have over there? I think this is Czerka. Yeah, there's Czerka. And down here, this is the Bumani Exchange Corp. So this is, yeah, this is the exchange. So basically as far as I can tell, sort of the mob. And I'm just lighting up these points on the map so they show up as travel points. I better do a quick save. Actually, before I forget, if you'll indulge me, I'm just going to do a full save, because I never did one at the end of the last LP. So, save. There we go. Just so we have a history as we go. Usually at the end of each LP recording, I'll do a save, and I just forgot last time. So, here we are, Ithorian Compound. Welcome, how may I help you? Moza sent me to speak with Chodo Habat. Ah, you are the Jedi Moza spoke of. I will open the doors for you now and inform Chodo Habat of your arrival. He will be pleased to see you. Will he? Will he indeed? Ah, it gladdens me that you came. I'm Chodo Habat, the leader of the Ithorians here. I'm sorry to impose our troubles upon you, but I do not know where to turn until I sense your arrival. You sense my arrival? Yes, I am a priest of my people, and adept in the Force. I sensed an echo within the Force upon your arrival. It's subtle disturbance, unless one is actively listening for it. I suspect you're one of the remaining Jedi, and hoped you could help us. This is why I sent Moza to seek you out. Moza said you could heal me. What did he mean by that? The echo I felt upon the arrival was not a natural thing. I spoke of great pain, not of the body, but of the spirit. It is as if once felt the Force flow through you, and then it was torn away brutally and quickly. The echo comes from the hollows where it once flowed through you. I once felt the Force, yes, and it is slowly returning. It is a most unusual wound you carry. If the wound would permit me to examine you, perhaps I could help you restore some of what you have lost.
Maybes and perhaps. You are bold to make promises of healing while the world under your care burns and dies. You may be able to help, but there is always a price, is there not?
Do not mistake me, it is not our desire to see any living thing suffer, but the suffering of Telos is all that consumes us. Tell me, do you know of the problems of our restoration's efforts face? Yes. You mean with Czerka, right? Yes. Our first goal is to get the restoration project moving forward again. The Republic originally provided a droid intelligence to Citadel Station that would help us manage the logistics of the project. It vanished some time ago. Vanished? How? That is not known. It may have been an accident. Perhaps the droid intelligence was overtaxed by the staggering size of the project and became irrational. Some among my herd suspect theft. A droid intelligence of that sophistication would fetch a high price on the black market. Others fear its disappearance is the result of sabotage by Czerka or some other organization that seeks to slow the restoration project or discredit us. But the how and the why is irrelevant. At great expense, my herd acquired a second, somewhat lesser droid intelligence to take its place. It will arrive shortly. The Telosian government has offered a small escort, but we had hoped you might see a safe transition from the docks to here. Might you aid us in this matter? Yes, I'll see it to you safely. My thanks. I will send word to my people. They will be awaiting you in Docking Bay 2. I'll return with the droid intelligence. Alright, so we have a distinct, a clear task ahead of us now. We have to bring a droid back here. And then the other obvious thing we need to do. Forgive me, Chodo, but the human, I could feel his suffering. I did not feel it until he stood before us, but then it filled my senses. Have you ever felt such an intensity before? Only once before, the day I came to Telos and strode upon its ashen surface. It is a planet's worth of pain. I do not know how he endures. It is because he has no choice. Perhaps in helping to heal the planet, it will help him become whole again. Sorry, clicked outside the screen again. Okay, I think we're recording. Yes, we are. We're back to normal. So, again, I'm just going to touch on this control panel and log out. Just so we have another point. Do a quick save. This occasionally crashes when you use this sort of transition zone. And we're going to head to the subway or whatever they call it. It's one of these, I think it's down here. No, that's the residential. No, there we are. Shuttle Bay Elevator. So here we are in the residential area, but it's as good a time as any to say, I thank you for watching and I thank you for listening. I encourage you to leave comments, suggestions, or infantile abuse. I promise I read them all. And if you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel or give me the thumbs up. It really does help. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a good one.